So let's come onto our mats. We're gonna start to lay all the way down. So spine's gonna come all the way down to the floor. And then let's bring our feet together, knees out wide, as if we were coming into that butterfly or that Baddha Konasana pose. If this is a little too intense on those inner thighs, you can always wedge some blocks or some blankets underneath the knees here to lift the legs a little bit higher off of the floor. So your choice. We're gonna get nice and settled in here. Let's bring the hands towards the low belly. Close the eyes as you start to relax and melt in towards the floor. And just begin to notice your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the belly. Noticing the rise and fall of the hands. Allow everything to drift away as you start to melt a little deeper towards the floor with each exhale. Feeling the hips start to open and release. Feeling the belly start to release. Allowing the shoulders to grow heavy and ground down towards the earth. And feel all the tension start to leave the body in the neck and the shoulders, the hips, the spine, the legs. Starting to let everything completely drift away. So we're trying to focus our attention towards the breath. Taking long inhales through the nose. And long exhales all the way out. Feel yourself melt a little bit more into the earth. Inhaling to feel the belly and the hands start to rise. Exhaling to feel the belly and the hands start to fall. Let's find a few more breaths here, just like this. Using these last final breaths to maybe find an intention for your practice. Maybe just a word that resonates or is coming up for you, and that can be your intention for the day, your intention for the rest of the hour. You can begin to use these last few breaths to really tap into that Ujjayi breath or that Dirga breath. By blocking off the throat to create that sound of the ocean's waves with your exhales. Let's find 2 more breaths here. Really settling in, really tapping into those inhales and exhales. One last final breath. Nice. From here, let's begin to reach down, grab onto the outsides of the thighs and the knees as we pick the knees up to the sky. Heel toe your feet about mat distance apart, and we'll take a gentle rock side to side with those knees, windshield wipering them to the right and then to the left. Nice and slow as we begin to release out of those hips. And release out of those inner thighs. On your next time through center, keep the knees up to the sky. Heel toe your feet to about hip distance apart here, and then start to hug the thighs in towards your chest. Give yourself a big ol' hug. Maybe take some rocks side to sides, or maybe even take some little spinal circles, some little hip circles. Your choice here. You can do that movement, or you can just stay in stillness. Whenever you're ready, meet back in center. We're gonna reach down, grab onto the outsides of the feet. Draw your knees towards your armpits as you open up to that happy baby pose. Option to rock side to side on the spine. from here, inhale as you start to hug the thighs back in towards the chest. Give yourself one more hug. Maybe that gentle rock side to side once more. And then we're going to start to plant the feet down towards the floor. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Arms are going to be down by our side. Palms are going to be face down. We want our heels to be pretty close into our seat, almost like you can kind of brush the backs of your heels with your fingertips. So then from here, as you inhale, you're going to draw the belly in towards the spine. Press that low back in towards the mat. So you're going to feel the pelvis start to tilt forward. Feel that activation through the core. Then on your next inhale, press into the feet, press into the palms. As you inhale, lift the hips up, coming into that bridge pose, making sure we're still keeping that activation through the core. So you should feel the pelvis still pressing forward, the belly drawing in towards the spine. We're going to be here for about 5 breaths as we start to heat up through the backs of the legs, heat up through the abdominals, and heat up through the glutes. So let's find 3 more breaths here. Inhale, lift the hips really nice and high. 1. 2. And 3. Slowly start to roll all the way back down. Hips are going to be the last thing to touch down towards the mat. Once you're here, you can take a quick windshield wiper side to side. And then we're going to meet with knees back up to the sky. Start to hug the thighs back in towards the chest. Give yourself another hug, another rock. Just resetting through that spine. And then whenever you're ready, drop the feet back down towards the floor. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Inhale as you start to reach that right leg up to the sky. Foot will stay flexed. As we bend through the knee, cross at the ankle is going to connect towards that left knee. Keeping those right toes flexed, press the right knee forward. Start to let the left foot float up off the mat. Grab onto the back of the thigh. Keep flexing through those right toes as you inhale. And as you exhale, start to hug both legs in close to the chest. So we're coming into that figure 4 position, starting to find our breath being sent to that hip and IT band. Relax through the shoulders, relax through the face. And just breathe. We're going to find just a few more breaths here. Each exhale is an opportunity to hug the legs in a little bit closer into the chest. Nice. One more long breath here. Beautiful. From here, we're going to start to release the grasp of the hands. Let that left foot float back down towards the mat. Right ankle is going to stay connected over that left knee. Open your arms out to that goal pose position, or you can open your arms out to your T, your choice from here. So right ankle still connected over that left knee. Take an inhale as you press the low back in towards the mat. As you exhale, we're going to let both legs fall over to the left side. So your right knee should still be pointing up to the sky. Once you're there, shift your gaze over that right shoulder. Find your spinal twist. Allow your breath to slow. And also, if you're here and you want to go a little bit deeper, I always like to take my left hand, place it to the inside of my right thigh, and then just straightening out through my left arm as I press that right knee forward. You're going to get a nice stretch through that psoas muscle, maybe even into that right hip flexor. Let's find one more breath wherever we are. Then inhale as you slowly start to unwind. Let the feet float back up to the sky. We're going to start to send that right leg up to the sky. Send the left leg out long. Then start to draw that right knee in towards your right armpit. Grab onto the outside of the right foot. Coming into that half happy baby. Really try to draw that right knee down into the outside of those right ribs. Creating that 90-degree angle with that right leg. One more breath here. Beautiful. Inhale as you start to release. Send that right leg straight up to the sky. We're going to draw our belly into the spine, press the low back in towards the floor, lift the left leg up to meet the right, coming into our legs up the wall. So you can just kind of point and flex through the feet, maybe even circle out those ankles a little bit. Let's get some movement and blood flow coming into the ankles, the feet, the toes here. Maybe even try to spread your toes super really wide, getting those yogi toes. And then maybe coming back to neutral, pointing and flexing, circling it out. One more breath here. Nice. From here, start to bend the knees. Hug the thighs back in towards your chest. Quick little hug, quick little rock side to side. And then we're going to plant the feet back down towards the mat. Knees are going to point up to the sky. Feet are hip distance apart. Heels are close enough in that you can kind of brush the backs of the heels with your fingertips. Palms are grounded down, fingers spread wide. Inhale as you start to press the low back and towards the floor. Pelvis tilts forward, core engages. And then start to lift the hips, coming back into that bridge position. We'll find 5 breaths. 1, 2, gaze is lifted, heart is open. 3, belly keeps drawing into the spine, pressing that pelvis forward. 4, and 5. Slowly start to lower the hips all the way back down towards the earth. Maybe a quick windshield wiper side to side. And then we'll meet back in center. This time, right knee points up to the sky. We're gonna extend that left leg all the way long towards the sky here. Flexing through those left toes and then bending at the knee, crossing the ankle over the right knee. We're gonna keep that left leg flexed as we start to let the right foot float up off the mat. Grab onto the back of the thigh. Inhale from here. Exhale as you start to hug the thighs in towards the chest. And just start to send your breath to that left hip and IT band. Notice how this side feels compared to the one before. And then try to relax into this just a little bit more. Maybe relaxing the shoulders in towards the earth. Relaxing the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale as you hug the legs in a little bit closer. 2 more breaths after this. Last one. From here, we're slowly going to release our grasp of the hands. Let that right foot float back down towards the mat. Open your arms back out to that goalpost or that T position. And then we're going to let the legs float over towards the right side. That left ankle stays connected to the right knee the entire time. Left knee should be pointing up to the sky. Once you get settled in, shift your gaze over that left shoulder to find your twist. Big long inhales and exhales. Feel the belly rise and expand with each breath in. And feel the belly contract and fall with each breath out. If you want to go a little bit deeper here, take that right hand, place it to the inside of the left thigh. Gently straighten the right arm as you press the knee forward. Big stretch through that left side hip and IT band and psoas. One more breath. Then from here, inhale as you start to release and let the legs float back up to center. Once we're here, inhale as you lengthen that left leg out towards the sky. And then we're gonna send that right leg all the way out long on the mat. So we're coming into that L shape up the legs. Then we're gonna bend through that left knee, draw the knee in towards your armpit. Reach down, grab onto the outside of the foot if you can. If not, you can always grab onto the ankle, the calf, or right behind the knee. So we're coming into that half happy baby once more. Really try to draw that left knee to the outside of the left ribs and draw the knee down. So we're getting that really big stretch through that right hip flexor as well as through the left hip flexor and psoas. We'll find 2 more breaths. And last one. Nice. Inhale as you start to lengthen that left leg back up to the sky. Draw your belly in towards the spine. Use the core to lift the right leg all the way up. Legs up the wall. Point and flex through the feet. Maybe circle out that ankles. Or you can just stay in stillness here, coming into that L shape of the legs. But if you're like me, I like to get a little movement going in all of my positions, or all of my poses. So while I'm here, I usually point and flex the toes, circle those feet. Let's find one more breath. Beautiful. Then from here, we're going to start to hug the thighs back in towards the chest. Reach down, grab onto the outsides of the feet. Draw your knees in towards your armpits, coming into that happy baby pose. Option to stay here and breathe for about 3 breaths, or if your straddle is in your position, you want to take this a little deeper, we're just going to inhale, extend through the legs, open the legs out to our widest straddle. We got 3 breaths wherever we are for 1, 2, and 3. Wherever you are, gently start to hug the thighs back and towards the chest. Give yourself another big hug. Maybe take that gentle rock side to side. Find your way back to stillness. We're going to bring our knees into that tabletop position, so that 90-degree angle of the legs. Once we're here, we're going to inhale, start to cross that right leg over the left. It's almost as if you were sitting in a chair, coming into that little crisscross position. You can just stay here with the 1 rep, or if this isn't your practice, you can take the right ankle, cross it behind the left calf, coming into that full eagle variation of the legs. If not, we're just going to hang out here in that 1 rep. All right, so then from here, inhale as you open your arms out to your T. Then bring the arms up parallel, reaching towards the ceiling. We're going to cross that left arm over the right, bend at the elbows, bring the backs of the palms together. Option to stay here with the 1 rep, or you can take that double rep, reaching the right palm towards the left. So we're coming into our eagle, but it's a supine eagle, so we're just laying on the ground. So we want to try to really tuck through the tailbone, draw your belly button to spine, feel that activation through the core. Then on your next inhale, we're going to lengthen our fingers and our toes in opposition. So toes are reaching down towards the floor, fingers reaching down towards the floor. Then as you exhale, use your core to crunch. Elbows and thigh come together. Inhale as you lengthen back out. Exhale as you use the abdominals, elbows to thigh. 1 more time this side. Inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, use the belly. Then on your next inhalation, come back to center, open back up through the arms. Arms can just come to goalpost down by your side. We're going to uncross the legs, coming into that tabletop of the legs once more. Once we're here, keep the knees together, keeping that 90 degrees. Arms are still at goalpost. Let's start to drop the knees over to the right side. So taking that spinal twist, we'll shift our gaze over that left shoulder. And try to keep both shoulders grounded down towards the floor. One more breath here. Then on your next inhale, use your abdominals to lift the knees back to center. We're coming back into that tabletop position of the legs. This time the left leg's going to cross on top of the right. So either taking that 1 wrap, or you can find that double wrap where the left toes wrap around the back of the right calf. Inhale as you send your arms straight up to the sky. And then this time we're going to cross the left over the right, bending at the elbows, bringing the hands back together, and then either staying here or taking that full wrap. And then same thing, we got 3 eagle crunches on this side. So inhale as you send your fingers and toes in opposition. Exhale as you use the belly to round up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, use the core. 1 more time, inhale, lengthen back out. Exhale, draw it back up. On your next inhale, lengthen all the way back out. Uncross those arms, open your arms back to that goalpost position. Left leg uncrosses and both legs come to tabletop. Then from here, we gently drop both legs over to the left side. Once we're there, shift your gaze over that right shoulder, find our spinal twist, 3 breaths. Last inhale and exhale here. All right, then on your next inhale, let the knees float back to center. We're going to reach down, give yourself a big hug as you grab opposite elbows, forearms, or wrist. Maybe round through the spine and draw your forehead in towards the knees. Curling up into that nice little ball. Let's find 1 more breath. We'll slowly release all the way back down towards the mat. Grab onto the backs of the thighs and slowly start to rock your way up to your seat. We're going to extend the legs out long. Feet are going to be about a hip distance apart. Walk your flesh out from underneath your sits bones. Inhale as you reach the arms up to the sky, and then exhale as you hinge and fold. Chest comes down to the thighs, nose comes down to the knees. Option here, if this is really tight on the hamstrings, we can always bend at the legs, draw your thighs in towards your chest. Big breath in. Nice, one more long breath here. Then on your next inhale, roll your way up one vertebra at a time. Lengthen the legs out long if they weren't bent. We're going to keep the right leg long, bend through the left knee, knees pointing up to the sky. Fist distance in between your foot and your thigh here. Inhale as you start to send that left hand back behind the hip, reach the right fingertips up. And exhale as you cross it over to the outside of the left leg and find your twist. We shift our gaze over that left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. One more breath, really flexing through those right toes. Then on your next inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale as we slowly unwind. Left knee is still going to point straight up to the sky. This time we're going to inhale, lengthen the left arm up. Hinge forward, sweep that left arm back behind you. So the armpit is coming in towards the front of that left shin. And then you're bringing your left hand to the back of the hip. Sweep the right arm back behind. Maybe you find your bind. Maybe you just hang out wherever you are. Flex the right toes back to your face. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you start to fold chest to thigh, nose to knee. One more long breath on this side. Then inhale, slowly start to rise all the way up. We're going to release through our bind. Keep that left leg how it is. You're just going to let the knee fall out to the side. So that left foot's coming to the inside of the right thigh. Right toes flex back towards your face. Big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward, chest to thigh, nose to knee. Coming into that head to knee pose or that seated tree variation. Making sure our right foot stays flexed back towards the face the entire time. Let's find one more breath. Then on your next inhale, slowly start to rise up one vertebra at a time. Left hand's going to come behind the hip. Reach the right fingertips up with your inhale. Press into that left hand as you keep lifting the hips, arching through the back. Shift your gaze back behind you. Little heart opener here. Inhale, lift the hips a little higher. Exhale as you slowly start to unwind out of this. Hips plant back down towards the earth. Lengthen the left leg out long. We can shake it out. All right, switching sides. So feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Bending through that right knee, fist distance in between your foot and thigh. Right knee's pointing straight up to the sky here. Then once we're here, right hand comes behind the hip. Inhale, lengthen the left arm up. Exhale as you cross it to the outside of the right knee. Really press into that right hand so you can keep inhaling, lengthening your spine long. And then exhaling to twist and shift your gaze over that right shoulder. Big breath in to lengthen. Exhale, twist deeper. One more breath. Then on your next inhale, shift forward. Exhale as you slowly unwind. Now from here, inhale, reach the right arm up. Hinge forward, sweep the right arm back behind you, and then maybe take the left, reach it back. Maybe you take your bind, maybe you just hang out here, maybe you can grab onto your shirt tail. So we're going to inhale, flex through those left toes, lengthen. Exhale as you hinge forward, chest to thigh, nose to knee. Really draw your belly in towards the spine. Press that right foot in towards the floor as if you were going to stand up. Let's find one more breath. Then on your next inhale, slowly rise on up. Release through the arms. Let your right knee just fall straight out to the side. So the bottom of the foot's coming to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale as you peel your arms up to the sky. Exhale, melt forward, chest to thigh, nose to knee. Your left toes flex hard back towards your face. So super active dorsiflexion through that left leg. One more long breath here. Relax through your shoulders, relax through the neck. On your next breath in, slowly rise up. Right hand's gonna plant behind the right hip. Inhale, lengthen the left arm up. Press into the hand as you lift the hips really nice and high. Little back bend, reaching left fingertips back behind. One more breath. Exhale as you slowly lower the hips all the way back down towards the floor. Lengthen the right leg out long. We'll shake it out. Nice. Then from here, let's spiral those legs around. Coming into our tabletop position, shoulders will stack right on top of the wrists. Hips are going to be right on top of those knees. Once you're here, inhale as you drop the belly, lift the chest, throat, and gaze for your cow. Exhale as you round through the spine, chin in towards the chest. Inhale, find your cow. Exhale, take your cat. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and chest. Exhale, rounding that spine, chin to chest. On your next breath, come back to that neutral spine. We're going to tuck through the toes. Inhale as you draw your belly in and lift the hips all the way up to the sky, downward facing dog. Let's pedal out the feet here. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale as you let the heels continue to fall down towards the earth. Spread the fingers nice and wide, chin in towards the chest, crown of the head reaches down towards the mat. Let's find 2 more breaths here. You can shake the head yes and no. Maybe continue to pedal out those feet. Nice. Then on your next inhale, you're going to bend through the knees. Take a look at the hands. Slowly walk 1 foot at a time all the way up towards the top of the mat. Feet are going to be about hip distance apart. Inhale as you rise up, half fold, flat back. Exhale as you start to melt forward, bend through the knees, grab opposite elbows, let yourself hang, and maybe just gently rock side to side. Let's find one more long breath here. And then we'll release the hands all the way down. Big bend through those knees. Inhale as you start to roll all the way up, 1 vertebra at a time. Head will be the last thing to rise, coming all the way up to standing. Once we're here, we're going to bring our arms down by our side, coming into that Tadasana, that mountain pose. Let's inhale and reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Take your right hand, grab it onto the left wrist. We're going to inhale, lengthen, draw the belly and press the hips forward. Exhale as you start to hinge and fold over towards the right. So really pulling that left arm up and over. So we're taking that half rainbow or that half moon to the right side. One last breath. Inhale as you rise up to center, switching your grip. So left hand reaches for the right wrist. Press the belly in. Press the hips forward. Exhale over to the left. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, rise back to center, release your grasp. Exhale as you start to fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, half fold, flat back. Exhale as you plant the hands, step or jump back to your high plank. We're going to vinyasa from here, option to drop the knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up, cobra, heart opener. Exhale as you press the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's find 3 breaths. You can pedal out the feet or shake the head yes and no. Last one. Then on your next inhale, bend the knees, take a look at the hands, slowly walk 1 foot at a time. Feet hip distance apart, halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend through the knees, slow roll all the way up 1 vertebra at a time. We'll meet in that Tadasana, that mountain pose. From here, we're going to start to warm ourselves up, maybe pick up the pace a little bit. We're going to take another sun salutation. So arms are down by our side. Inhale as you peel the arms up to the sky. Exhale as you fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale as you plant the hands, step or jump back to your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, vinyasa. Inhale, rise up, cobra, baby cobra, or up dog. Exhale as you send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's find 3 more breaths. So noticing if the backs of the legs are starting to open, noticing the spaces behind the kneecaps. One more breath. On your next inhale, bend the knees, take a look at the hands, step, jump, walk, or float. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend through the knees, slow roll all the way back up to standing. Arms are down by our side, mountain pose. We'll find one more sun salutation. Inhale, peel the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you plant the hands, step or jump back to your high plank. We'll vinyasa from here. Down dog, 3 breaths. Next inhale, bend through the knees, take a look at the hands, slowly step, jump, or walk up to the top. Half fold, flat back. Exhale as you fold forward. This time, let's inhale, rise back up to our half fold. We're gonna bend through that right knee, keep the left leg straight. Reach your left fingertips over to the outside of the right foot, and then inhale, peel the right arm up to the sky. So again, right knee's bent, left leg is nice and straight. We're taking a little twist, maybe even shift your gaze. Pull the chest through the arms. One more big long breath. Exhale as that right hand falls back down towards the earth. Inhale, rise up, half fold, flat back, both legs go straight. Exhale as you start to fold back forward. So we're gonna re-bend through that right knee. Left leg's gonna stay nice and straight. This time just let your chest melt onto the thighs. Nose comes in towards the knees. So really big stretch through that left IT band. Try to focus your breath there. Nice. Inhale as we rise up halfway. Right knee is still nice and soft. Left leg is going to be super straight. We're going to start to send that left leg all the way back behind you. Big bend through that right knee as we drop the hips low, coming into that high crescent lunge of the legs. Then draw your belly in towards the spine. Use the core to peel all 10 fingers up to the sky. Shoulders will relax away from the ears. Drop the hips nice and low. Find a big inhale. Exhale, maybe try to drop parallel to the mat. Trying to drop a couple more inches. 2 more breaths here in high lunge. 1 more breath. Nice. Then from here, inhale as you open your arms out to your T. Exhale as we're going to start to twist towards the right. So right fingertips reach back behind us. Left fingertips are going to reach towards the top of the mat. Keeping that nice soft bend through that right knee. Keep the hips really low. Draw your belly and press the hips forward. So we're finding that spinal twist. Gaze can either be towards the top of the mat, towards the middle of the mat, or towards the back right hand. 2 more breaths. Last one. Really start to feel those legs heat up. Nice. From here, we're going to let that right hand fall back behind us, coming to the back of the left thigh. Inhale as you peel that left arm up. Maybe take that little back bend, that little reverse. 1 more inhale. Exhale as you slowly cartwheel those arms down. Frame the front foot. Step back to your high plank. We're going to vinyasa from here. Once in your downward dog, pedal out the feet. Maybe shake the head, yes and no. And while we're in this down dog, let's spread our feet about as wide as the mat. Get a little different variation from here. Maybe kind of rock your hips side to side. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna walk the hands all the way back towards the feet. So feet are gonna be still mat distance apart. Big bend through the knees, slow roll all the way up 1 vertebra at a time. Head will be the last thing to lift. So we're coming all the way up to standing towards the back of the mat. Feet are still mat distance apart. On your next breath in, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale as you start to roll forward, hands come down, walk yourself out about halfway. So feet are still really nice and wide. We're coming into that down dog, upside down V. But instead of being in that wide down dog where we'd be in like the same positioning as our high plank, we're just gonna be a little bit shorter. So now let's take that left hand, cross it to the outside of the right ankle, and then try to peel yourself through, taking our down dog twist. One more long breath. Inhale as you slowly start to find yourself back in that shortened down dog position. And then we'll switch sides. Right hand reaches over to the left. Pull yourself through. Shift your gaze under that left armpit. Big long inhales and exhales. Nice. Then from here, inhale as you slowly start to come back. We're going to slowly walk ourselves all the way out into that high plank. So feet are still really nice and wide. Then from here, ground that right hand down. Rotate onto the right side. You're just going to let your feet open and fall out. Inhale as you peel that left arm up to the sky, taking your side plank. One more breath. Exhale, let that left hand come back down towards the earth. Switch sides, left hand grounds, reach the right fingertips up. One more breath. Exhale, right hand comes back down towards the earth. And then from here, let's take another vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise on up. Exhale, swing the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Once in your down dog, bend the knees, take a look at the hands. Inhale as you step, jump, walk, or float towards the top of the mat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. This time, inhale, rise back up to that half fold, flat back. This time, right leg's gonna stay straight, left leg's gonna have a nice soft bend. Take that right hand, reach it to the outside of the left ankle, and then inhale, peel those left fingertips up to the sky. Little twist. One more breath here. We'll slowly let that left hand release. Keep that left leg nice and soft. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale as you melt the heart forward. Chest is coming down to that left thigh. Nose is coming down to the left knee. You should be feeling a lot of sensations happening through this right IT band and right hip. One more breath. Then inhale as you rise up halfway. Exhale as you start to slide that right foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Big bend through that left knee, coming into that high crescent lunge legs. Then drawing your belly to spine, use your core to lift all the way up to high crescent lunge. Shoulders relaxed, belly is drawn in. Take a big long inhale. And exhale, try to relax the shoulders, sink the hips a little bit lower. 2 more breaths just like this. Each exhale, we're dropping a little bit deeper. Last breath. Nice. From here, inhale, open your arms out to your teeth. Exhale, as you start to twist towards the left. Right fingertips reach towards the top of the mat. Left fingertips reach towards the back of the mat. Option to keep your gaze facing forward. Gaze can be towards the side, or gaze can be towards that back hand. Your choice. Let's find 2 more breaths. Try to keep your hips in line. Try to keep that left knee stacking right on top of the ankle. Then from here, let your left hand fall. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up. As you exhale, take that little back bend. Last breath. Exhale as you start to cartwheel the arms down. Step back to your high plank and we'll vinyasa. Once in that downward dog, let's keep our feet about hip distance apart. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet as you inhale. Then we'll slowly bend through the knees, rise all the way up 1 vertebra at a time. Head will be the last thing to rise. So we're coming back towards the top of the mat. Feet are still hip distance apart. Inhale, peel the arms up to the sky. Exhale as you start to round forward, hands come down, walk yourself out about halfway. So coming back into that shortened down dog. This time we're going to take the right hand, cross it over to the left ankle. Peel yourself through as you shift your gaze under that left armpit. One more breath. Slowly release, right hand comes back down towards the earth, switching sides. Nice. Slowly start to release and walk yourself all the way out, coming back into that high plank position. Shoulders are stacking right on top of the wrist, feet are about hip distance apart. Ground the right hand down, rotate to the right side, inhale, reach the left fingertips up. One last breath, inhale. Exhale, left hand falls, switching sides. Gaze is lifted if you can, one more breath. Exhale, right hand comes back down towards the earth, and we'll vinyasa again from here. Once in down dog, let's step our feet side by side. Inhale as you reach the right leg all the way up to the sky for our three-legged down dog. Exhale as you start to draw that right thigh in towards the chest. Step the right foot in between the hands, back heel drops. Cartwheel your arms up and open to T to find your warrior two. Gazes over that right middle finger. Shoulders relaxed, one more breath. Then your next inhale, flip the front palm, reach it all the way back for our reverse. One more breath here. Next inhale, rise back to center. And then as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel those arms down. So we're going to rotate through that back heel. So coming back into that high crescent lunge of the legs, hips are going to stay nice and low. Once we're here, start to walk those left fingertips forward, coming towards the top of the mat. So we want to really, before we go into this next pose, we want to try to really draw the belly in towards the spine, start to activate through those abdominals, because we're going to find ourselves in a twisted balance. So left hand's grounding down to the left front corner of the mat. Draw your belly in. Then on your next inhale, you're going to take that big bend through the right knee, step it forward, left leg's going to lift, hips are parallel and facing down towards the earth. Option to just stay here, or you can start to send those right fingertips up to the sky for our twisted half moon. So gaze can be lifted, gaze can be grounded, or gaze can be out to the right side. Let's find two more breaths here. Last one. Nice. From here, right hand's gonna fall. Then slowly start to bring your hands to your hips. Use your core to rise all the way to standing. That left leg's gonna cross behind the right. So we're coming into standing, legs are crossed. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale as you fold forward. Chest to thighs, nose to knees. Nice, one more long breath here. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale as you start to slide the feet all the way back to our high plank. Then you can either vinyasa or just press the hips up into that downward facing dog, your choice. We'll all wait in down dog. So once we're in down dog, step your feet side by side so toes are touching. Inhale, reach the left leg up, three-legged down dog. Then as you exhale, start to draw that left thigh in towards the chest. Left foot's gonna step in between the hands. Back heel drops down. Cartwheel the arms up and open to T and find your warrior two. Gazes over that left middle finger. Sink the hips nice and low for one more breath. Then we'll flip the front palm. Inhale as you reach it all the way back for our reverse warrior. Last inhale and exhale. Inhale as you rise back to center. Exhale as you cartwheel those arms down, lift through the back heel. So same thing, we want to start to draw your belly in towards the spine. So starting to engage and activate through those abdominals. We're going to tiptoe the right fingers towards the top of the mat. So I'm just kind of reaching that right hand forward. Then using your abdominals, using that left leg, we're going to inhale, step forward, right leg lifts. Once you catch your balance, then you can inhale, maybe peel those left fingertips up to the sky. Nice, big long breath. Right foot stays flexed the entire time, trying to get your shoulders stacked. Last breath here. Then slowly let that left hand fall back down towards the mat. Bend through that left standing leg. And then slowly use your core to rise all the way back to standing. That right foot's going to cross behind the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Really nice long inhales and exhales here. One more breath. And inhale, rise up halfway. Bring the hands to the hips. Use the core to lift all the way back to standing. Now once we're here, we still have that right leg crossed behind the left. We're just going to rise up onto your tippy toes. Slowly spin all the way around so we're facing back towards the back side of the mat now. So feet should be hip distance apart. But this time we're going to take that right foot, cross it over the left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you start to walk yourself down, coming into that upside down V, that downward facing dog. So right leg still crossing in front of the left. Just try to breathe into that IT band and hip here. Then on your next inhalation, slowly start to roll forward, rising onto the tippy toes. Drop the knees down towards the mat. Left knee is still crossing behind the right. We're going to spread the feet wide, create space for your hips, and then just walk yourself back. So your seat is coming right in between the feet. Feet are opening out to the side. I'm going to turn and face you guys so you can see what's going on. So I have my right knee stacked right on top of the left. Feet are out wide. Inhale as you open your arms out to your T. Then we're going to bend through that left elbow. Reach it back behind you. Bend through the right. Reach those right fingertips towards the middle of the mat. Then we're going to inhale, open back up. Exhale, switch. Inhale, open. Exhale, switch. So we're never really grabbing the fingers here. They're just kind of brushing each other. We're just trying to keep that upright position of the spine and just getting some movement through those shoulders. One more time, inhale, open. Exhale, start to close. So this time my right elbow is reaching up high, my left elbow is down low. I'm going to grab onto my fingers here. Inhale, grow your spine nice and long. Exhale as you start to fold forward. Chest comes onto the thigh, nose comes down to the knee. So just kind of slow your breath here. If this ever becomes too much in the arms, you can always just release and just fold straight forward with arms down by your side. So we're finding that shoelace position or that cow face pose. We're going to stay here for just a few more breaths. Finding those big inhales through the nose and really long, noisy exhales as you fold a little bit deeper each time. One more long breath wherever we're at. Then on your next inhale, slowly start to rise on up. Release your arms. You can just kind of shake it out. And then we're going to plant the right hand in front of the left shin. Left hand's going to come over towards the left side of that hip. Then from here, I just kind of draw my thighs and my knees in towards my chest so I can kind of start to plant the bottoms of my feet down towards the mat. Then inhale, start to press up, lift the hips really nice and high. And then you're going to twist towards your left side. So your right leg's going to be on top. You're going to follow that right leg, twisting towards the left, spinning all the way around. Feet are going to be nice and wide. Turn your toes in, heels slightly out. Inhale, grow your spine long. Exhale as you start to fold forward, coming into that wide angle prasarita, the wide angle forward fold. Maybe kind of rock the hips side to side. Maybe even shake the head yes. Or shake the head no. And then from here, let's inhale, rise up halfway. Left hand's gonna ground down. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the sky, find your twist. Inhale. Exhale, let that right hand fall, switching sides. Inhale, reach the left fingertips up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale as you let that left hand fall. Maybe take one more forward fold, maybe one more rock of the hips side to side. And then let's inhale, rise up halfway. You're gonna start or keep twisting and turning towards that left side. So I'm just gonna keep walking my hands over to the left. Lift my heels, I'm just gonna spin back around. I'm gonna take that nice soft bend through both knees. Drop the hips low. And now my left knee should be stacking on top of the right. So we should be coming back into that shoelace position on the other side. So just get settled in here, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale as you open your arms out to your T. This time, left arm's gonna come on top first. Right arm's gonna come down low. Inhale, open your arms wide. Exhale, switch. Inhale, open. Exhale. So again, the fingers aren't actually grasping. We're just kind of starting to go into that position, warming up through the rotator cuffs and the shoulders, preparing to go into that bind behind the back. Let's find two more. Inhale. And last one, inhale, open. Exhale, release. So now grabbing onto your fingers, grabbing onto your shirt tail, whatever you can reach here. Inhale, grow your spine long. So left elbow should be reaching up to the sky as you start to exhale, fold forward, chest to the thigh, chin tucks in towards the chest, nose comes down towards that knee. So we're feeling that really big stretch through that left IT band and left hip. And again, if these arms are too much, you can always just plant the hands down underneath the shoulders. Drop the chest low. One more long breath here. Then inhale as you slowly start to peel yourself on up. Once we're here, left hand's gonna come down to the front of the right shin. Right hand comes back behind the hips. Inhale as you start to draw your thighs in towards the chest and plant the bottoms of the feet down towards the floor. Start to press into the hands as you inhale, lift the hips. This time we're gonna spin towards the right side, slowly spin all the way around. Feet are nice and wide, toes are turned in, heels slightly out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale as you fold forward. This time maybe grabbing onto the outsides of the ankles, calves, or feet as you pull yourself down in that prasarita. 2 breaths. Last time. Beautiful. From here, inhale, rise up halfway. We're gonna turn our heels in, toes out. Then once we're here, start to bend through that left leg as you drop the hips low. Right foot flexes back towards your face. Drop the hips nice and low, coming into that side lunge. So that left heel can stay lifted. Maybe it can ground down towards the floor. Just kind of depends on where you're at today. Then on your next inhale, press into the hands as you switch sides, reaching over towards that right side. Drop the hips nice and low. Left leg flexes back towards your face. One last breath here. Then inhale, slowly start to lift the hips back up. Drop the feet, toes are turning in, heels are slightly out. Let's find one more prasarita, one more wide angle forward fold. Then we'll inhale, peel yourself up halfway. Turn your right toes to turn and face towards the top of the mat. Cartwheel the arms around, tuck through the back foot. Step it on back to your high plank, and then we'll slowly lower down. Inhale. Exhale as you bring your feet together, knees wide. Drop the hips back down towards the heels. Find your child's pose. Really use this time to slow your breath. Finding those long inhales and long exhales all the way out. Let's find one more breath in this child's pose. Then on your next inhale, slowly start to rise on up. Coming into that tabletop position. Shoulders will stack right on top of the wrist. Hips are going to be right on top of those knees. Let's find a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, throat, and gaze. Exhale as you round through the spine. 2 more times, inhale for cow. Exhale, take your cat. Last one. On your next inhalation, slowly come back to that neutral spine. And then from here, we're just going to swing the legs around. Come onto our seat as we stretch the legs out long in front of us. Feet are going to be flexing back towards your face. Walk the flesh out from underneath the sits bones. Glue the legs together as if they were one. Big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale as you fold forward, chest to thighs, nose to knees. So Paschimottanasana here. One more breath. Then as you inhale, rise up halfway. This time we're going to point through the toes. So really try to draw those toes all the way down towards the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine nice and long. Exhale as you fold forward, chest to thighs, nose to knees. One more long breath. Then we'll inhale, roll it all the way on up. Bending through the knees, scoot yourself up about halfway. Grab onto the backs of the thighs and slow roll all the way back as you hug your thighs in towards your chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe adding that gentle rock side to side on the spine. Maybe even taking some little circles with the knees. Just starting to reset through the spine, reset through those spinal muscles. Whenever you're ready, come back to center, reach down, grab onto the outsides of the feet, knees coming towards the armpits, find your happy baby pose. Maybe add that rock side to side. And then you can gently hug the thighs back in towards your chest. Open your arms out to that goalpost or cactus position. Bring your legs back into that tabletop position. So just like how we did in the beginning of class, we're going to cross that right leg over the left. Option to stay here with the one wrap, or you can take that double wrap if that's in your practice. Then from here, you're going to gently let the legs fall over towards that left side. And then once you're there, start to shift your gaze over that right shoulder, finding your spinal twist, maybe even closing the eyes here. Allowing your shoulders to both ground down towards the earth. If you feel that right shoulder is starting to lift, maybe back out of it a little bit and try to press that right shoulder down towards the floor. Two more breaths, nice long inhales and exhales. Last one. Then on your next inhale, shift your gaze back to center. Use your core to lift the legs all the way back to tabletop. And then we'll uncross, right leg comes back to center. And switching sides, left leg crosses over the right, either staying with that one wrap or you can take the double wrap. Then from here, inhale. Exhale as you drop the legs over to the right side. Ground both shoulders down towards the floor and shift your gaze over that left shoulder, finding our spinal twist. as we inhale, lift our gaze back to center. Exhale as you slowly draw the legs back in towards the chest. Uncross the left, both thighs come in towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug, rock side to side. And we'll find our way back to stillness. Let the feet come all the way down towards the mat. Knees are going to point up to the sky. Heels are going to be close enough into your seat that you can kind of brush the backs of the heels with your fingertips. Arms come down by your side. Palms and fingers are spread nice and wide. Inhale as you press your low back in towards the floor. Tilt the pelvis forward. Feel the core start to heat up. Then using your abdominals, press into the feet, lift the hips straight up, coming into that bridge position once more. Option to stay here with arms grounded by your side, or if you want to go a little bit further, maybe just lift the chest a little bit more. Take that bind behind the spine. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips, really big heart opener here. Keep your gaze up towards the sky. Let's find 3 more breaths. Inhale. 2 more. Keep that activation through the belly. Last breath. Slowly start to release wherever you are. Roll all the way back down, 1 vertebra at a time. Hips will be the last to fall. Once we're here, windshield wiper the knees side to side. And then slowly hug the thighs in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug. Maybe add that gentle rock side to side. Or a rock forward and back. Just giving your spine a little bit of love. And then we'll reach down, grab onto the outside of the feet. Knees towards the armpits. Happy baby pose. And then from here, draw your thighs back in towards the chest. And we have the freedom and the opportunity to do any last minute movements we want to do before finding our Shavasana, before finding our final rest. So maybe an inversion is in your practice. Maybe you want to be a little bit more passive and just kind of hang out in happy baby or legs up the wall. So your choice here, there's no right or wrong answer. If you're already ready to go into Shavasana, that's an option as well. You can just lay all the way down, which is what I'm going to do, and I'll wait here for a few more moments. So give yourself whatever little last minute postures you want to take before going into that final resting position. Whenever you're ready, kindly join me in our final resting pose. So we'll lie all the way down onto our backs. Stretch the legs out long. Walk your feet out about as wide as the mat and allow your ankles to roll open naturally. Arms can either be down by your side, palms face up or palms face down. Or if there's something else that feels a little bit more comfortable, maybe hands on the low belly or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Any of these will do as long as it feels good for you. You just want to come into that most relaxed position. Once you're here and all settled in, soften through the eyes and begin to return to your inhales and exhales. There's nothing to do. There is nothing to change. And there is nothing to fix. All you have to do is rest. And I'll let you know when it's time to rise. Returning back to your natural breath, your natural rhythm, and completely let go. breath. And gently allow movement to flood back to your body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes. Or maybe circling the wrists and ankles. You can stretch the arms out long overhead for long body stretches if you just woke up in the morning, pointing your fingers and toes in opposition. And then whenever you're ready, start to find your way onto your right side, resting on your arm as a pillow like in fetal position. We'll take a moment here to reconnect to our breath, reconnect to the body and mind. Then using the strength of your arms, begin to push yourself up to a comfortable seat. Taking our time to get there, and once we're there, bring your hands to your heart center, soften the eyes. Let's find one final round of lion's breath together, taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out with a sigh. And from the honey of my heart to all of yours, thank you for sharing your light, your presence, your power, and practice. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. Namaste.